If you've been with me for a while, you know how much I love scrapbook paper and paper crafting, and I love incorporating it in with decor. So I'm using this Dollar Tree sign, and I had popped off the word home a while back. So held onto the sign. I love these signs because they have that wood border. So anyhow, I just cut out a piece of scrapbook paper to fit inside this, and these are not square. So getting the paper just right is a little bit of a task. Okay, so what my plan is here is just to cut a bunch of strips of scrapbook paper. And this is just happens to be a fall set that I have. I'll see if it's still available. I usually buy them on clearance, so I'm not quite sure. But anyhow, like I said, I am just cutting strips, and what I had planned to do is to kind of make these strips go into the shape of a pumpkin. And I have to say, towards the end here, it ends up kind of looking more like an apple than a pumpkin. But that's okay. And so this was such an easy project, so fun. I love mixing patterns. And then I decided too, I love mixing textures. And that is another thing, if you've been here a while, you know I love texture. So I'm also going to add in some strips of leather from Dollar Tree, some burlap also from Dollar Tree. And then I also added a ribbon that was in my stash. I believe I got at Hobby Lobby. And I just have a good time putting all of this together. And then just to glue it down, I use my tape runner. It's my absolute favorite by Tombow, and I will link that as well. I've been using them in my paper crafting for years and years. So those are my favorites too. And then this particular pack had some matching stickers, and I add a couple of those down, and then the project's complete, and I will just let you watch as this project unfolds.
Absolutely flawless in every way. That's the day I'm having right now. I pinch my arm to believe. I wish I could stay right here and never leave. Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while before the night descends. All this time, where have you been? I thought I had searched both without and within. I was looking to get wet, standing in the rain. Then you offered your umbrella, and everything changed. Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while before you let the night descend. Wait
Every year at Target, they have a bunch of pumpkins left over after Halloween. Definitely check them out. I get these at 90% off, which makes them 80 cents. Okay, that's so cheap for they're $8 pumpkins. Even if you were getting them at 80% off, you're getting a good deal. So I'm cutting the tops off here and I'm going to glue this down. So I want the bigger hole on top because we're going to make a bouquet in these pumpkins. Now I took this out and I spray painted it and the paint was just not working, and then it rained and I ruined the pumpkins. So I ran back to Target and I grabbed this taller ivory one and I cut the hole to size so I could fit this vase down inside. So I don't recommend, unless you want to spend the money, buying them full price at Target because this one was $15. But Hobby Lobby has them on sale, so check out Hobby Lobby. You'll get a much better deal on the pumpkin. So I love my clearance ones, but I accidentally, like I said, I don't know if it was the paint, and then it rained. So, plan B. That bouquet there is from Walmart and I got it for $6. And now I'm just adding in a couple Dollar Tree stems as well. They match, they had the little pumpkins. And then I am going to use some of the rattan pumpkins from Dollar Tree as well as these like sweater ones. I used 3 of the sweatery ones and 2 of the rattan ones. I guess my camera turned off and I didn't know it, but you get the picture. I'm just adding all of these together. And this is how it turned out. I didn't add a bow or anything. I really wanted this to have an elegant look. It is definitely a statement piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. And because nothing is glued down, this will be easy for storage when you are ready. Okay, I went into Cricut Design Space and I picked out this round and it had the cheetah print, and then I'm just going to turn off the top part because I don't need it. I just want that cheetah print, and I'm going to make a stencil here and add it to this huge wood pumpkin, which is from Hobby Lobby. And here's where I messed up. I should have painted that top part before I put the stencil down, but oops. So anyhow, I have these wood shapes from Dollar Tree, and if you saw my last Halloween video, I did this one with ghosts, and I loved it so much, I wanted to make a fall one. So you can see there's a little light piece of tape there that's taping off that middle part, and then I am marking where these pieces go because I am going to cut them out so that they all fit into that bottom part of the pumpkin. And so I kind of went back and forth. Was I going to put vinyl saying in the middle or what? And then I found a chipboard welcome that fit perfectly. So that is the route that I went. These are thin and you can just easily cut them with your scissors. And I'm not a very strong person and I was able to cut them very easily. So once I get them all cut out to shape, I am going to cover them in Dollar Tree leather and burlap. So I'm covering the leaves in the brown leather, and then you're going to see me here. I tell you what, I made all the mistakes on this project, and like I say, I'll make the mistakes so you don't have to. I meant to put the burlap on top of the acorn and the white leather as the bottom. And then I guess I had a brain fart and I did it the opposite, but then I went back and fixed them. So it turned out okay, but I had to do it wrong first. But thankfully I realized before the glue dried and I was just able to pop them off. And then I used an X-Acto knife to cut around them. Thankfully that leather is very thin. It's easy to cut out. This particular piece of burlap is off those new burlap canvases, so it's really nice and stiff. The other burlap I had too big of a weave, and so I didn't like that look. So I just popped this burlap off of one of those canvases. Okay, so now it's time for paint, and I painted this down with a pumpkin orange, and it was too bright. I didn't like it. I don't think it really goes. So then I used some of this copper from Waverly, and I brushed that across the top, and I absolutely love the color that it came out. And then it has just a very subtle, like coppery shimmer. And I wanted to do the same color on the top. So thankfully, this is just the contact paper from Dollar Tree that I made the stencil, and it came up really easily, nothing ripped. I feel so lucky that I didn't have to just completely rip it off and start over. And so I was able just to fold it back and paint the top part the same color. And then I mixed another color to kind of match that brown. That is a very like different kind of brown, that leather. So I used some brown, like a chocolate, and then I added a wine color, and then it made that brown color. So that was pretty easy. And then I just used my little dauber and put it down into that stencil there for the cheetah print. I've seen cheetah print on these, and I just love the way the cheetah print looks with some of the holiday stuff. And I think it's pretty subtle, although I am going to use cheetah ribbon later on here. But then here's the satisfying part, just peeling it off. Look at how clean that came out. I'm so lucky. Pull off that other piece of tape. I'm going to leave the center, just the wood. I just like that way it looks. And then using some wood glue, I'm going to go ahead and glue the acorn and the leaves down. Easy peasy. And then using that same color I used on the cheetah print, I painted this welcome piece. I did get this at Hobby Lobby on clearance, but Dollar Tree has tons of welcome uh, different things that you could put there. And again, if you have a Cricut, you could be using, you could just do vinyl. Hello Fall, Welcome Fall, you could do all sorts of things. So once I get that glued down, now it's time to make a ribbon. Now, this is a new way to make a ribbon that I've never tried before. I was watching an old Facebook video from years ago, and this is how the guy made it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. So you twist it when you get to the center, so that way your pattern is always upright. So when you twist it, that's going to be the bottom part of your loop, and then you fold it over, and then that is how your pattern is always upright. And this bow turned out amazing. I finally think I figured out how to make these beautiful bows. I've tried different techniques. I had tried one a couple videos ago that I liked, and I was like, okay, maybe this is it. But this is definitely it. This is so easy to do this way. I'm going really slow to show you. But this is the first time I've tried this technique, and you can see it's very easy. You see it a little slower because I'm trying to remember how to do it. So I go ahead and make 2 loops for each pattern, and then for the next one I make the loops just a tad shorter, and then the top one another little bit shorter, just because again, I didn't know exactly how this would work, but you could make them all the same size, because when you do end up pulling it apart, it really doesn't matter that I had made some a little bit shorter. And then those will be your tails, going the opposite direction there. And then I'm just going to repeat this for the next 2. You can see there, I think the first two I use are from Michaels, and then the last one I used is from Hobby Lobby. Again, I buy my ribbon on clearance, so make sure you are checking those sales out, because there's nothing like getting ribbon for $1 or even sometimes like 50 cents. So love that, and you are going to want to make sure you are using wired ribbon. Also, I apologize for the sun shining through there. I didn't realize how bright it was until I watched this back. Okay, once you get all of your ribbons on there, I just use a chenille stem there and wrap it around the center. And this is why I love this technique, because fluffing it out was so easy. In the past, I've struggled with the fluffing out part and making it look nice, and this was just, to me, so easy. So I highly recommend this technique. It's very easy, and I wonder how many times I'm going to use the word easy to describe this, but again, I am loving this technique.
Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while. I don't want this day to end. Wait up, sundown, wait a while before the night descends. Oh, wait up, sundown, wait a while. There's no reason to be fast. So wait up, sundown, wait a while. Please let this moment last. I know I let you down. I made the same mistake. I am the worrying kind, resting my life.
I feel like this is hardly a DIY, but I wanted to show you kind of how you can style these gorgeous, would you call them like chenille pumpkins from Dollar Tree? Anyhow, I'm using the Spanish moss and this basket from Dollar Tree. I just filled it up and added these pumpkins from Dollar Tree. They're so pretty. I love them. So this is obviously just setting some pumpkins in a basket. No big deal. But I was at Hobby Lobby and I saw how cute they did this thing where they flipped the basket on its side and they had like pumpkins spilling out, and I was like, oh, I love that idea. So I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. And of course, you're going to use way less Spanish moss doing this method. So just putting a little bit in there, and then you set the pumpkins inside and kind of have them going upright and sitting out, and then and then it needs a bow, right? So I'm just doing this simple bow where you glue the ends together, pinch it, pinch your tails, super easy peasy, and just using a chenille stem, I will put those pieces together and then add them to the top of the basket, and it just kind of flows over, super easy. And then I had found these burlap flowers, or twine flowers, I guess, from Dollar Tree. They are in the fall section, and added one of those to the middle, and oh my gosh, I love how that bow turned out. I guess this video has lots of exciting bow techniques. Anyhow, just wind that through and kind of hide that chenille stem behind it. And now you have two different looks you can make to kind of display these gorgeous pumpkins from Dollar Tree.
Be here. You know I really want you to stay. Later, when you then go, you will somehow still remain.
I hope you enjoyed these fall DIYs, and until next time, happy crafting.